I'm still bleeding. It's not much. I soaked half a tampon between last night and this morning when I went to the bathroom. Just a minute ago, 5 minutes ago, when I changed, pulled my tampon out of my vagina. So it's not the hemorrhages that I usually have, but I just placed a tampon in my vagina. You can hear in the tone of in Darlene's voice that Darlene is very satisfied with what she's doing. So she's falsifying evidence the same way it's been falsified against me and Jake for a very long time. And she, no doubt, is receiving money from taxpayers through a police officer, district attorney's investigator, who is telling her how to falsify that evidence. So she's doing that and is probably also getting paid to do it. So she's getting money out of it. It's a kickback scheme, is what it is. It's a way for a jackass with a badge to get money and falsify a case to claim to be supervising me and Jake, and claim that his or her informants are doing things to help me and Jake and are supervising us. And I think that there's an expense account as well that is being used in the purchases, because Jake and I go to the same stores. The purchases that we make and stuff, like what happened at Albertsons last night, those are being falsified. I don't know if the cop is just giving the store clerks or the managers. I mean, this has happened to me at Berkshire Super One. To the point the managers won't hang at the registers, in and around the registers where I'm checking out. And not just them, but 2 or 3 store clerks. And sometimes a police officer. It's, oh my God. And then, like Jake and I'll go to the store or whatever. Just, somebody from the store hanging outside with a big purchase. Some black guy that drives a white Escalade that's also shown up at the post office in Bossier where I pick up my mail. I was ambushed yesterday when I went to the post office by some black woman in a black Charger that I don't know, that sat in her vehicle right at the corner edge entranceway to that parking lot with a cell phone up to her ear. And as soon as I pulled into that parking lot, she hit the gas and she took off like a bat out of hell, holding the phone up to her ear. And there's a redheaded fat woman look-alike with a child that goes to that post office when I'm there. One day I went there, she was hanging on the sidewalk when I pulled up, and then she quickly walked away when I pulled up and walked across the street. I don't know where she went. Another day when I walked in, she walked in behind me with the kid holding the phone to her ear. I went to a post office box. It was a real big one, just big enough to put parcels in. And there was another day the black woman had her back to me, and she drove a white Escalade, just like the black man that drives the white Escalade. And she stood in front of a post office box. And she was trying to get me to walk over to her, but she didn't. She had her back to me. And she had a key to a post office box in the door of the post office box. and she was just flipping the key and then tapping the door of the post office box. But she wasn't doing it like she couldn't get it open. She could open it and the key turned. She was trying to get me to go over to her. I don't know anybody that drives a white Escalade. The same thing happened when I worked at Best Western. A black guy, older man, kind of heavy set, parked a white Escalade in front of Best Western with a couple of street trash hoodlum guys in it with him. And after I was harassed there by the Middle Eastern woman in her 20s, she walked out to that white Escalade and got into it, and her boyfriend was one of the black guys. Because I didn't know she was married to him. I didn't know that she was married to him, and one night when I came in to go to work, she was standing at the front counter talking to him, and he looked like street trash. He was dressed, with the sagging pants and all that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing if this is some small-time mafia foot soldier or small-time guy or gang or something that's running this game on me and Jake. And there's a dirty cop that's doing it to us. These people aren't doing anything but lying. Everything they're saying about me and Jake is a lie. So we're going to just with the light on in here because this waking up bullshit 5 minutes out the door crap. I wake up an hour before I open my eyes at least, and I don't move a muscle in my bed, but as soon as I open my eyes, when the urge to urinate becomes so strong I can't hold it, that's when Charles begins speaking, and Darlene begins speaking in Darlene's room. And Darlene faked saying goodbye to Charles, which I'm guessing she was trying to say was me. And she said very loudly, "Have a nice day" to Charles, and closed her bedroom door, which was a fake. And then she just opened her door again and said, "Come on, Ellie," and walked out her door. And Charles was waiting for her in the kitchen living room area. And they both walked out the front door together. And then Charles' truck started up. So, they're falsifying their evidence. And it's the same thing I've got Roland on video doing the same thing to me on East Boulevard Street. And that's all they're doing. It's the same game. And if it was anything that was being consented to, there would be an order for audio and video surveillance, and that surveillance would be extremely comprehensive. It would be surveillance of the outside of the house that was both audio and video, continuous feed, so that there was no loss of chain of custody. So this is all based on the testimony of people who were supposed to just be credible. Charles a thief, okay? He's getting a disability check. In addition, he's running a crew flipping houses. I'm sorry? How much is he getting paid to do that? Give me a break.